Hey everybody, Engineered Coffee. Welcome back to Mars. Last episode we got this landing pad done and this control center with a control tower on the top. So I did change a few things off camera. I did change this to the caution paint job on the pedals here. Let me know what you guys think. Is that too busy? Should I go back to yellow? I did add these lights. Somebody in the comments had suggested doing that so I don't hit them in a dust storm, so that was a good idea. So they do turn on when we have the pedals up. So if I push 7, that should disconnect. There we go. Now we got nice little flashing strobe so I don't run into it at night, so that's good. And then I also put a strobe up here on the top of the antenna for the same reason. And then I used these floorless bridge pieces here. I think I talked about them during the contact update, how cool they were, and then I never used them. So I went ahead and used them now. So it makes the tower just look that much cooler, and also when you're sitting in this chair down here, you can actually see a ship landing on the pad here, so that worked out. I think I changed out a couple of the blocks for interior lights, because I also noticed that I had no lighting inside that tower, so got that done. What else did I do? Oh, I created a permanent pad over here for Klang excavator, so now he's got a place to park. Little access stairwell to get up on the roof or get into the cab here. And then just a connector with a sorter to take the ores into the silos. I think that was pretty much it. I added a couple more wind turbines in the back there just to give us a little bit more power. I know it's not enough to really power the 2 refineries and 4 assemblers that we got going on here, but keeps the batteries charged while we're doing construction, and we'll come up with a better power system at some point. But for now, I want to go ahead and get started on the control center, so let's head inside. Alright, well here we have our blank wall. Somebody in the comments had mentioned a SCADA system, which is kind of funny. That's what I do in my real world job, is I work on PLCs and SCADA systems, so glad somebody picked up on what I was going for. These are definitely going to be more of a kind of a classic analog control rather than the new digital systems we have, so it'll look more like a old nuclear power station or something. But I think last episode I had shown using these text panels as the silo fill, but the problem with it is they'll be fine. I can show a picture on it, and I was thinking of actually like drawing a tank, but when they're off or not filled, it's just going to show a black screen with offline. This will just say offline instead of online, so I don't really want to do that, so instead I'm going to use light panels. So let's go ahead and start with the silo fill. I don't think the rotation on that matters, but let's go ahead and put 4 up for the level of the silo, and then let's put some labels on them. We have a label for the silo, and then we'll go up for the percentages. And I think I'm only going to draw 1 silo. I know we have 4 silos outside, but I'm not really sorting between them or organizing them in any way. They're just filled with ores, and it all goes to the refinery, so I don't really care what's indicated. I mean, if you wanted to do this in your own system, you can differentiate that out, but I'm just going to have 1 silo showing all of our ore. And then feeding into the top of that, let's go ahead and get these neon tubes. I can find the right one. There we go. I'm going to use these as indicators of where things are flowing. We'll have a T up here. We'll have a interior light. There we go. Like this. Basically, we're going to have 1 light here if the Klang excavator is connected, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 for our tardigrades if they're connected, and then those feed down into the silo to drop material in, and then out of the side of the silo we have this coming out to here. Let's see if I can find the right. There it is. These indicators here, and then we have 1, 2 lights for the refinery. So we got refinery A and refinery B, and then I want to put a button in between them to toggle them on and off, and we'll just do them as a pair. I'm going to leave the lights unwelded, I think, so let's just weld up the wires for now. So I'm keeping things nice and compact, just so we can use as much space as we can, because I had a layout before that I was trying off screen, or I actually had another recording and it just didn't work out. But it just filled way too much out to here, and we didn't leave ourselves any space, and then we actually didn't have any real control. It was just a readout. And so I think I want to control things like sorters and other things like that. So, alright, I switched it up again. I put the 4 tardigrades over here. Since we have the space, we might as well use it. So the tardigrades will be over here, the Klang excavator is here, those feed into the silo, and basically it just leaves me room up here to build, which is what I want to do. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 indicators here, and those are going to be for the sorters, and each one of those sorters feeds up into the silos for the ingot, well, not the silos, but the ingot storage containers that are in the room below us. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that I look at it, I think these straight pieces could be the curved ones that have like the end block on it. There's one that has like a curve down, right? Yeah, those. Let's do that. And they touch the indicator lights a little bit better. Because this one should kind of clean up. Yeah, that's going to look pretty good. I know it's not perfect, but it'll look pretty good. Okay, I think I like this layout. So the refineries feed down into these 4 indicator lights that show the sorters, and we'll have a button for collect all on and off. So we want stuff to, you know, obviously go in the right direction, but when you have collect all on, it can tend to rotate around and keep going through your system if you have it kind of looping back on itself. So I just want to be able to turn on and off those things when we need. So I'm not looking for it to be organized all the time, but like if we just find that our stuff like this, we have just junk put in the wrong spot, we can just go over here to the panel, turn on our sorters to drain everything and get everything to move around the way it should. And then we can turn it off, and that way we're not like sucking things out of our ship when we don't want to, and other things like that. So I think that'll be good. And let's see, for our assemblers, let's just do something like this. Let's see, we want to be able to turn on and off our assembler, so let's get a button for that. The label can go on the bottom, that's fine. Okay, I think that looks better there. And then we can put another label here for our assemblers, and then this will tell what the buttons do. I think would be fine. It would be nice to have labels on these guys, though. Maybe we can put those above. Put some flat bottoms on them. Alright, I moved this one over one space here. Was able to keep the rest of it, but we got labels here on the side for our silos, and we'll have labels across the top. Forgot one. For the ingot storage there. We have labels for our sorters, what they are. I guess I don't need labels on the top, now that I say that. This could just be telling what storage it is, so we don't need those. Could be fine, because that's pretty tall up there. But we need this one here for our assemblers, so 1 through 4. Again, I don't really care if we have each individually one controller labeled, because they're all in co-op. This will be the master, and then we have 3 in co-op. And then those will all feed down into our component storage, which we still haven't figured out yet. Let's go ahead and carry it down. Here, ready to go. Alright, well I think that's a good start to our layout here. We'll have more at some point, I'm sure. I think we'll have to have some type of sorting system for our landing pad, whether we're in an unload or loading zone. But really we need to get our component storage finished before we figure out what the rest of that's going to look like. So let me get this stuff welded up, the lights to the right color, and get some labels on here, so then it starts making more sense, and then we can work on kind of the controls on the backside. Okay, well there's the control board with all the colors and labels. So basically here is our silos. When they're filled up to 20%, this light will turn on, 40, 60, 80, then it'll turn orange, so we know we have a storage issue, whether we need to expand or get rid of some items, or here in the silos, whether we need to refine stuff. Yeah, so that'll be good. And then when it's, you know, when they're all off like this, we know we're under 20% and we might need to go mining or might need to process some ingots. So that's what we got going on there. And then here I did it a little bit different with, this will turn on and off the sorters, and then we'll have an event controller that will detect for the lighting. But on this one, we can't use the event controller to detect if the sorters are in drain all or not. So this one is just going to turn on and off these lights. And so we're going to use the event controller the other way around, that when these lights are on, the drain all will be on the event controller will tell the sorters to turn drain all on. So that's how we're going to do that one. And then, yeah, for these ones, we're just going to use connector connected. So we can do that on the backside. So let's start getting event controllers placed on here. So let's just do, I want to keep it, you know, semi in line with what we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for our tardigrade and our Klang excavator. Okay, I got them all labeled. We're going to use the connector connected. Probably passed it. There it is right there. And then I should have a Klang excavator connector. Yes, I do. Here we go. If it's connected, in the action, we're going to do the light, which is an indicator. Probably an oddball. There it is. Toggle it on, toggle it off, and that really should be it. So then if we go into our connector, if I could spell. There we go. Thanks, excavator connector. We will unlock it. Light turns off. Lock it. Light turns on. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. And then we need another one here, 4 of them, for our silo fill here. Let's get 4 of those. Let's see. It's, yep, just one over. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, got all those ones labeled, and they're already defaulted to cargo filled, so that makes things a lot easier. But we can set all of these thresholds to the right percentage. 40, 60, and 80. And then all of these, I wish we could do them all in one swipe, but we have to do them all individually, so that's a little bit of a pain. And then we can't select blocks either, or groups. So we're going to do all of the large cargo. Okay, now I'm just making sure I have the AND gates on all of them. There we go. Alright, we should be good. And now it should detect the threshold. It's got, oh, it's not showing anything. Let's go ahead and turn them off and on again. There we go. Now it's showing all of our cargo. We have nothing filled in there, so that's all pretty blank. But it'll work if we ever get ore back in there. There we go. Industrial Refinery A. Okay, well that's working. These lights are detecting whether the refineries are on or off. I know I could have just done a group that turned the lights and the refineries on and off at the same time. But just in case we're over in the refinery and we decide to turn one off, and we come back in a control room, that we can actually see that they're on and off. This one is going to look for block on off, and we're going to use the lights. It'll be indicators for the ingot sorters. Where are they? There it is. Let's just go ahead and use one, because it's going to toggle them all on and off anyway. So let's just use one. We don't have to worry about an AND gate or anything crazy. And then for actions, then we can go into our group, find our sorters here, and we'll do drain all on and drain all off. I love that we have explicit controls in here. That makes it so much nicer. All right, there we go. We got our 16 event controllers for our ingot storage, so let's go ahead and program all of those. Ugh, if I can get out the door. All right, got that all set up. Each event controller here is done. Let's see if we can find it. There we go. Ingot storage for each one. You can see that our cargo A for our iron is only at 3.2%, so we're not even going to light up any of these squares. Those large cargo containers hold a lot. I think we got like 322,000 iron or something. Yeah, 322,000 iron, and it's still only at 3% full. So got a ways for these lights to come up, but that's all right. Got them. Now we can move on to the assemblers. There we go. Now we're showing all on and off, and I think if we go in here and individually control our assembler, we should be able to turn this guy off. Yep, and that one turns off individually. So again, we could do it in a group and control them all, the lights and the assemblers together, but at least this will be a true indicator of if we turn one accidentally off or on, so that'll be good. So yeah, I think that concludes what we want to do here with the control center until we get the rest of the storage system figured out and how we're going to loop back into these landing pads and garages over here. So I think that's a pretty good start for now. I think I kind of want to redo this room though, because now that I'm standing up here, you can't see anything. So I think I want to grind off all of this and kind of rework this room a little bit. So let me grind some stuff away and then I'll come back. Alright, so I'm going to completely rework this floor here. I kind of want to get everything down onto this level, so I'm redoing the floor underneath. I'm going to go ahead and put these conveyors in like this instead of the pipes. Find the right one. Looks like I need some steel plate, so that's fun. There we go. So we'll put these in like this instead, so we'll have a solid floor. I think that'll look alright in this room. There we go. Now I got that all welded up. So I have to rework all the catwalk stuff here. Now that I see that, let's put another pipe in here. Where is my interior block? There we go. I think that works. Then we'll just kind of have to redo how we want this room to be. Yeah, we're not using any of the windows there because of the bathroom. I do like this window up here for this room, so I think I'm going to keep this control room how it is. And maybe we'll just take this locker out, and then let's just have this catwalk across the top here. Alright, I think I got the upper section reworked. I think I want to paint the... no, it's good gray, actually, because it's the floor for the other room. So that's fine. So we still got our stairs down to the main assembly area. This goes up to our security office here. We can walk across our catwalk. We can just come back down. This really doesn't go anywhere. But over here, we have a little stowage area into our bathroom. So we've got a few bathrooms in here. A double layered door. Basically, the thought is this is like a trucker's bathroom. So if the pilot needs to come in and use the restroom, he can turn here and go in. And we can close the security door here. You know, the security office here, can close it off. So that guy can only go that direction is kind of the thought. And now we have all of this open space to see our control room, which I think looks a lot better. Obviously that cargo container will go away at some point, but we'll have to figure out some way to cover up this top of the conveyor, or not the conveyor, the air vent port there. I'm thinking we'll just do a projection table. I don't know. It's in with the projector. What is this thing called? A console block. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and just put a console block on top of there. I think that'll be good. Yeah, cool. Okay, that'll be a floor piece at some point, so then we can get some control stations in here. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright, I think I got all the console blocks in. I put this inner ring in. I haven't welded it up because I need your guys' opinion. Should we keep it? It looks pretty cool from up here, I think, but when I'm down in the control area, it kind of blocks the view, and especially when you're sitting down, blocks the view of the control panel. So let me know your guys' thoughts, but other than that, I'm going to call it here. I think this is pretty good for the control room, so let's move on to the next project. Alright, so I have an idea for the component storage. I want to do some shipping containers, and basically we'll have a giant warehouse that'll have like a bridge crane that'll move the containers around and then load them onto trucks. And so I want to build the container for one, and then I want to redo this truck, probably just build a new truck, that'll have a flatbed on the back of it to haul those cargo containers, and then it'll still have this kind of like elephant nose thing on the front, so we can charge up the turrets and refuel and re-ammo them. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get started on the container. I've got an idea for this. Let's see, I need a junction. There it is. And then I want to use the new cargo containers that we got, the modular cargo containers. So this was the idea I had for them. We'll just stack them on the sides like this. And then we can get another junction here. And then a connector. There we go. We use the new inset connector because it's cool looking. Okay. Don't know why it changed. There we go. Yeah, connector on both sides. And then what I was thinking here in the center, we could use this collector because it's got large ports on the side, which is handy. I guess it doesn't matter which side we bias it towards. It's not going to be symmetric. And then here in the center, because we're going to have the conveyors go all the way around right now, they're all connected. We don't have to put in, I mean, we could just put in normal conveyor frame here, and it would connect between the two. But what I want to go ahead and do is just put a few batteries down here and hide them in here, so then we can have this guy powered. When it's disconnected, we can still access all of the cargo from a single port, so that'll be good. So there is basically my shipping container. It's pretty compact. It should have some decent storage in it, so let me get it welded up and we'll take a look. Alright, so here is our shipping container all welded up. I think it looks pretty cool. It's definitely more complicated than it needs to be, but definitely has a lot of ports on the top of it. So I wonder if we should cover that up in a way. Maybe we'll put some panels on it or something. I was hoping to keep it kind of this sunken look to it, at least on the bottom, because I'm hoping when we do the truck, we can have like guide bars that are going underneath like this. To guide the container in, to keep it kind of centered. I guess, I think it'll be fine. We'll deal with all the conveyor ports. Maybe we'll put caps on them or something at some point. But for now, we'll go ahead and leave it. So I want to get working on the truck, so let's go ahead and... There we go. Go ahead and grind him off. Probably should have charged up the battery before I did that, but... that's okay. Let's just go ahead and turn him off. Alright, so let's just move this cargo container over here to the side so we can get working on the new truck. Alright, so I think I want this to look kind of like a military HEMTT. I think would be a cool look to it. Kind of wanted to build one for a little while with the truck cab. So let's go ahead and start with the wheelbase. Do I want these? I wonder if I should spread them one apart. It'll look cooler if they're close. Let's go close. And then here, I think we can put in these barrels. Would be cool. They kind of look like little fuel things. Let's see, we'll face one that way. Let's see if we can get it spun the right way, just so we don't have to see that it says storage unit, and we can pretend that it's fuel or something. Yeah, something like that. It's been... How do we have this one? Space. Yeah, there we go. And then another one right up close. Yeah, I think that'll be good. That'll still be a decent size, because what is this one? 6... Those are 7 blocks, so this is 14 across. 7, 12, 13, 14, so the container will be about there. We'll probably have it actually hang out the back, so it'll probably be closer to there. Yeah, I think that'll be good. I think that'll be a decent size. So let's go ahead and put the right wheels on. Okay, and then we'll carry the cab over. Let's see, I want it, yep, that wide. We can have like wheel wells come over it. These kind of stick out a little bit far on a HEMTT. I might want to bring those barrels up now that I look at it. Yeah, let's do that. Those are a little too low for ground clearance. Okay, I think that looks... Yeah, that looks better. Yeah, because we might want to sink the wheels down a little bit further anyway. So it's a little bit closer to the ground. That'll be good. And then these will go like this. We'll leave that center here for the elephant nose for the turret connection. And then let's get our cockpit. I want to use the truck cab. We'll just do 2 of them. I know I could probably just create a custom cab, but of course it's not going to connect where I want it to connect. Something like that. Yeah, that's starting to take shape. And then basically this will be the deck. Yeah, we can build around those, but let's just put this down the center spine here. Yeah, and then blast door blocks here. Yeah, something like that. And then the cargo container can go on top right there and slide in, which means the connector needs to be up 1. So let's see, we'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So the connector would be about there. Let's actually move it up one. Like that. And then that'll allow us to build something over. Let's see, we got conveyor port there, and a conveyor port on the bottom here. Yeah, let's just go ahead and plumb that. Okay, that'll be good. Yeah, the container will be one taller than the rest of the truck, but I think that'll be fine. The cabs will be there. So yeah, these can kind of like build out like this or something, which is fine. I'm okay with that type of a look. Like it has one of those like wind scoops of a truck. Okay, that caused all sorts of glitchiness. Where did that go? There he is. Yeah, I like that. That looks pretty cool. So for here, we do need to put the hook on. So we need to be able to hook that cargo container up and get him in here. So I was thinking like a hook. Let's see, I've built one before. It would be sunken down in. So I guess I want to take all of this layer off for now. Let's take these off. You know what? Let me get the chassis welded up before I do something stupid and grind the wrong piece off. Alright, got all that stuff welded up. I think it looks pretty good. I like the shape of it. This might stick out a little much. I wonder if I should have sucked that in. One or two more blocks? Maybe just one. Yeah, I'm gonna redo it. After I just got all that welded up. That's fine. Yeah, I think that looks better. And then we could do... No, there's not really a door on the side of this thing. There should be, but we could do barred windows like this as ladders. Alright, the shape is coming along. I just gotta figure out how I want to do the hook here. Because in theory, the hooks normally have like it'd be a hinge here. Let's see. Do like this, and then we'll get a hinge. And of course, we got to use the new square one because it looks awesome. We need two? Maybe. But yeah, basically those would go up like this in theory, and then it kind of hooks up like this with a hook. I guess we could just do it like this. Like this, and then it would have a mag plate on it. Actually hooked to the container. But, yeah, like that. So that would connect to the container, it would pull it up. It would push it off, and it gets to that kind of halfway point. I gotta think about this one. Alright, so I did the hook wrong. It actually has to go vertical like this, so it can rotate past this 90 degree and tilt backwards. Let's get some parts for it. And let's add our pistons back. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and lie this guy down. Where's my velocity? There it is. Nope, positive. Let's get it to swing all the way down. That's good. And then let's use our blast doors. And then let's get another hinge on there. Let's see. That should be negative, I think. Okay, mag plate on the top. Okay, if I get attached to the right object. There we go. And we'll rotate this guy downward. Let's not have that one auto-lock. That sounds like a terrible idea. Okay, let's go slow. Oh, actually, we're right there at 2 meters. That is perfect, actually. Oops. Didn't save my setting. But that's okay, we can just reverse it. It'll go all the way. Oh, that's perfectly convenient. Yeah, I'm wondering if we can tuck it in just like that, and then we can put a little attachment point over here. Maybe blast door? Maybe that's what we could do. We could just run a blast door all the way across, but at least we can get this one here to attach the mag plate to. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Alright, there we go, and then there'll be the track for the container to run along as it gets pulled up. That'll be good. Yeah, let's get some wheel wells on here. What I was thinking about doing, let's see, we need to get some attachment points to it. I don't want to attach off of that. Let's just do these across like we had. That'll give us some attachment points to go across. That looks a little bit weird with the Z clipping. Let's try something different.
Energy low.
Yeah, that looks a little bit better. That'll be fine. That'll be there, and then there should be a transition piece. Let's get the right one. There it is. That one there. That one there. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Back to that. And then back here, I think what we want to do is get some wheels. Yeah, we're gonna have an attachment point to them. Yeah, I guess blast doors. Like that. But basically, this will be like the track for the thing to run on, for the container to fall off and roll off on. Obviously they don't roll, but it'll look like it does. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say I should be able to attach. Alright, it's looking pretty decent. I don't really like this piece, but I don't really know what to replace it with either, because if I do just a straight angle, then it looks a little funky. I'm almost thinking flipping it like that looks better from the top, but then underneath it looks a little awkward. Yeah, I don't know what to do with that one right now. And then what if we just did armor plate across here? Maybe we should just do it on heavy armor, and we can have a little bit of a skid plate for the armor, or for the container to come up across the top. Let's do that. Okay, that looks pretty good. What if I did that in the caution paint? Would that look terrible? No, it is terrible. They don't line up. I thought that was going to be the deal. If I rotated one, do they line up? No. They don't line it up at all. It's so annoying. I don't understand it. How do they get the pattern so bad on these? Let's get a couple gyroscopes in here. I'm looking at this empty space right here. Let's get a couple gyros. Alright, now I want to get a few batteries on here so we can get them set to recharge, because I want to test the mechanism before we get too crazy with the build. Yeah, let's have it facing up so we can see the little charge indicator. And then let's put a couple more. That'll be the container spot, so we can put it... Yeah, that works. Could do that one. Or... yeah, let's do that one. Let's keep it a little bit more 45-degree angles. Yeah, see, this is going to be a problem. So in theory, when you have a container hook, this guy actually has an arm that is already extending down. So this, I guess this guy can just go away. But we're still not going to get low enough. Going to want to grab on... Not low enough, because we need to grab on right at the ground, right? Right at ground level. Yep. So we need to get that down to ground level, which means we need another... We need another hinge. Yeah, there we go. That should be better. And then we can actually rotate down to the ground, still get this guy to flip over and hook onto the container. That should be good. Alright, I think the batteries are charged enough. They've got enough power. We can connect it up again at some point. So let's go ahead and cut it loose. I think it looks pretty good. Got all the fenders and stuff on, so it's pretty much done. Just might need a little bit more armor plating and stuff. I put a little med kit on this side and a weapon rack on this side just to give it some detail. I still got to put the little elephant nose on it, that thing, to charge up the turrets. But yeah, I think it turned out all right. Let's go ahead and set him free, and we'll see what happens. And of course the batteries aren't recharged, so all of those hinges just fell. Let's see, I don't want that locked. Auto lock off. There we go. We almost scraped there. Glad we backed off the nose there a bit. Yeah, it's not bad. We're gonna catch our ladders maybe a little bit, but that's alright. Why do we look weird? Oh, I didn't put the tires on the back. That's why. Let's go ahead and get those on. Alright, that's fairly aligned. Let's go ahead and give it a shot here. Let's lock this. Now it's locked. We want to just have this guy free now. Just turn him off. There we go. We're lifting now. We want to lift this one as well. We'll also have to lift in tandem, I guess. Okay, something like that. There we go. It's kind of getting shifted onto the right spot. That's kind of what I was worried about, is it wouldn't quite shift the way I want it to, but we could get the piston to extend. We can kind of get it onto the platform like this, and then we can unlock. There we go. And that one's at 90, that one's at basically 90. Yep. There we go, it's on there. That's good. Now we can relock this guy. That one. Reverse him in. There we go. That's there, and does this lock? It does. Oh, perfect. Well, there we go. There it is with the container on there. We might have to finagle it a little bit. Alright, well let's try to go ahead and offload this thing and see if we can automate the... now that I say that, I think I want to go to a flat platform. So let's go drive. This, because it's a subgrid, it does make kind of driving in third person a pain. I can't see. And it's got a pretty narrow wheelbase when it comes to coming across this grading, but it's not the worst. It's not terrible. Now, the real true question is, can we get through a door? Should we risk this? This wasn't really the plan, but now that I'm looking at it, I think it might fit. Oh, look at that. We fit through the door. Oh, that's beautiful. So now we can come in here and we can actually get our connector, or our collector, squared up underneath the... maybe. Can we get it underneath the connector here? Oh yeah, actually we're too far forward. Okay, well that turned out really cool. I'm happy with this truck, for sure. It fits through the garage, it goes across the grading. This looks like semi-flat terrain actually. Let's just park it here. And let's mess around with the hinge settings. So let's see, we are not connected, so that's good. Which means we can go ahead and reverse this guy. Let's turn off our hinge there. Let's keep the one. Yeah, so this has got to be... I guess we do want to extend this one out all the way. Alright, that feels pretty close there, actually. Let's go ahead and unlock this. Let's see where it wants to go level out. Why is auto lock on that one? Oh, it's not. There, I think we need to get a little bit lower to the ground, though. So let's change the angles here. That one will be -15. Yeah, that feels pretty good. That's pretty low to the ground. I think that'll be good. Alright, right now I'm trying to equalize my speeds on my hinges, so I'm trying to get them both to actuate at the same time, basically start and finish at the same time. So one is going 105 degrees, and the other one is going 75 degrees. And so I've got one of them going 1.4% faster. So one's at, oh, not 1.4%, 1.4 times faster. So one's at -1 and one's at -1.4. So then this guy here should rotate from 90 all the way back to -90, so 180 degrees in that same time. So let me do some calculation. That'll be 75 divided by 180. That is 2.4. So this guy should go 2.4 faster. So his speed should be 2.4. There we go. And then here we can do our group of hinges. We can reverse them. Now, that should stay parallel, but I don't want it to stay parallel though, do I? That's going to be like trying to lift it straight up like this and stay parallel with the ground, which is okay, but we actually want it to be... let's see, can we just take the torque down on this? I think we'll just take the torque down. Let's see, switch lock. Locked. Hopefully it's not locked to the ground. It is not. Okay, perfect. That's good. Yeah, it doesn't have enough torque to lift that guy up, so it's still going to drag across the ground, which is what I want. Get him to pull up on here like that. And then we'll extend one piston. I don't have my mag plate on here. Let's switch lock. So let's just unlock and lock again. And then pull them on. That way it just aligns with the truck before we start pulling at a weird angle. Yeah, that's going to be good. Okay. Alright, so I put a bunch of timers in here. So I want to go ahead and get the unload and load sequence done with timers, I think, instead of event controllers and that type of thing. So we're just going to do it that we hit a timer block to unload. It turns off the connector, it waits a period of time, and then it'll do the rest of the sequence. I think that'll be the way to go. So we'll do our timer. This one is going to be unload. And what we want it to do is just be a trigger now. So what it's going to do is set up actions. We're going to disconnect our connector, or unlock our connector. I think it's this one. Want to unlock our connector, and then we're going to start our second timer. So we want it to be a delay. So this is going to be, I guess, just timer, just unload 2, I guess. Let's just put it on a second or two. I think it's probably fine. What we want it to do then is lock the mag plate, because I want it to be unlocked. It'll lock the mag plate. It'll reverse one of the pistons. Let's see, do we want to reverse one of the pistons, and then we want to start the tilt back, right? Yes, so then we want to start timer number 3. Now let's just go ahead and just reverse those. That'll be fine. And then we can actually extend the other piston as well, which we don't have named properly. So let's go make sure we have those pistons named. And our second timer had the action. Do we have the right one? Yes, we have piston number 1. Okay, which means this one will be piston number 2. That will reverse or retract. Let's just make it explicit. Let's make it, it's actually going to retract. That one, let's put it over here. Unload. Trigger now. See if we did it right. 1, 2. Starts to back off. Yeah, 10 seconds is way... that's not terrible, actually. Could be a little bit smoother. Nice. Well, that triggered that way. Now we need to do it the other way around. So now we need to do our other timers, and I probably could just do them in the reverse. We could probably just trigger it again. But I want to be a little bit more explicit because I want to do some different things. So this is going to be timer to load. Timer to unload. Setup actions. Nope, I want the load one. Its action is to just do the hooks, and then it's going to trigger timer load number 2. Start it. Load number 2 is going to be 10 seconds. Let's try that again. I think this one could have gone down, huh? Oh, we had 5 seconds there. Let's go 4. I guess I could actually time it out, but ain't nobody got time for that. Let's do 1 second on that. Okay, so we're going to do number 6 to load. Waits a little bit of time, which I guess I don't really need to wait at this point now, huh? And it's not locking, though. Alright, let me get some oxygen before I die here. And let's figure this out. Okay, let's figure this out again. Load sequence is just not working out for me. So load doesn't have a delay, it's just a trigger now. All it does is reverses the hinges, and then it starts number 2. Number 2 has a 10-second delay, which was not quite enough. And then its actions are going to... I think we're going to extend both pistons now. Which is fine, we'll just do both. And then it'll load up. And then that'll trigger number 3. Load number 3. Trigger. And load number 3 has its actions of locking the connector and unlocking the mag plate. So we're in unload. Unload's last action is going to be turning load back on. And then in the load timer, we don't want to turn that one off. We actually want to turn the load timer off on itself. After it gets done, it's going to do load number 1, and then it's going to turn itself off. And unload will also do the same thing. It's going to turn unload off. That way we don't accidentally trigger it twice. So now we can do number 6 to load. Okay, well, broke that off. Load 2, setup actions. Oh, I did a trigger now. Oh, that would do it. That's supposed to be a start. Alright, let's try this again. Let's see if we've got this down. Let's go check our timers again. See if we've got the right delays. Unload is fine. Load. I want to do extra. Let's give a lot of time here. So this one is giving 12 seconds for the rotors to go around, or the hinges to go around, and then it waits 15 seconds after the pistons are extended to lock the connector, unlock the mag plate, and turn the unload timer back on. Now let's do our load, which is number 6. Okay, that's a pretty good delay right there. I like that. Still a little too much time on the lock unlock, but it's going really well. I like this a lot. So 6 seconds maybe, and then I think we're good. We're locked on. We're driving around. We haven't angered Klang. All right, I like it. This is working out well. Alright, the truck is done. Got all the paint job on here, got the little hook on the front so we can get our turrets charged up and re-ammoed. Got an event controller up here on the front just to turn on and off the lights when the cockpit's occupied, and then 2 spares in case we need them. We can tuck that guy up in here. He tucks right into this little alcove pretty nicely. Other than that, I think I got a camera on the back as well. We got a little backup camera there, so hopefully we can line up to our cargo a little bit better. And then the plan is, I've got this ramp ground off. I want the component storage building over here. I think I talked about it before, of having a bridge crane with all of these cargo shipping containers to move around. And what I want to do is create bays like this, and we'll have probably some small grid in the floor here with a piston that will push the cargo container onto these trucks automatically. And so we'll probably have like 3 or 4 of these bays built into the building. I think that'll be really cool, and then we don't have to worry about the lift hook, you know, every time to get these cargo containers on there. It'll just automatically get pushed from the bay onto them. But yeah, that's the plan. I think this truck looks really cool. We definitely have an improvement over the old truck for sure. We're missing a gun, but we have a gunship up there, so I'm not too worried about it. And I had the conveyor port up here, I see, but it would make it too tall that I couldn't get through the door, so we're gonna go ahead and leave it off. I mean, HEMTT really doesn't have armaments on it anyway, so I'm good with it. Alright, well, I'm going to call this an episode here. Let me know what you guys think of the new truck. And if there's any changes or improvements you guys can think of to make to it. And I will see you guys next time. Extend it again. Unlock. Do proxy on the container. I think we're good. Do we want to have any other mag plates? I guess that's another question. That's what we could do. Is yeah, if I were to extend, yep, it's gonna want to flip it. Oh god. Did we break anything? Miraculously, we didn't break anything. I didn't expect it to flip that fast. I was just wanting to do a little demonstration. Okay, well, let's get the other truck and see if we can flip it over.